Shalom. I want to give a praise on the glory to Yehovah, Shem Shaba, Shem Kadash, and the belongs to the elders and apostles of great millstone and Thomas truth, and peace, blessing, and salutations to the hopeful elect. And look at the time. 445, you know. If you know anything about the numbers, the 5 going into power, and then also you got the 44 going into what the 4 means exemption from judgment. But we know the 144,000 going to receive power. And that's common, man. And the crazy thing is, like I was just looking for a video to do, and I come across this super soldier. And the crazy thing is, I've dreamed about this very suit that I'm looking at. I've seen it before. I've seen it in my dreams. And literally, the dream goes something like this. Actually, no, let me play it. I forgot. I haven't played the video yet.
Russia is producing a new age combat suit with a powered exoskeleton at the University of Science and Technology in Moscow called the Ratnik 3. The innovative Ratnik 3 combat suit contains a bevy of armor and protective pieces from head to toe. It also includes lower body titanium framework designed to give the soldier more strength and stamina, medical, reconnaissance, target identifying and other information display on screens in the helmet. It's even got a watch. Ratnik 3 possesses more technological advancements in one set than entire generations of soldiers have had access to. The helmet is probably the most crucial part of the Ratnik 3. It is the display hub for the majority of the technology. Russia is producing...
So, yeah, now that you've watched the video, going into the dreaming, basically, I was outside, and basically what I saw was this helicopter was flying, and all of a sudden it loses control. And I was thinking to myself, let me go save the dude that's in there. And I basically flew up into the sky, and literally I was met by this man. And the crazy thing is he looked like a Filipino. He looked like a Filipino man. And he was pretty short. And I asked him, like how you here in the sky? And then I asked him, are you one of the sons of God? And then he proceeded to tell me, how do you think I'm here right now? How do you think we're in the air right now? And I was like, true that, the Lord ain't giving spiritual power to some random person. But yeah, the crazy thing is that helicopter, it basically it was part of the the Red Bull. It was part of the Red Bull. And when I say the Red Bull, I mean when they'd be doing them stunts and all them things. It was like that, basically. But yeah, that's when I literally turned, and I see someone like this in this suit just standing there, and he starts shooting at me and the Filipino guy. So now we're on high alert. And the crazy thing is, it's like we were synced. Like me and this Filipino dude, we knew each other's thoughts, and we knew what the other was going to do. It's like we were connected. And even then, evidently that's the Holy Spirit. Evidently. And literally, started flying. And then me and the Filipino dude, we flew over to where the super soldier was. And literally, we basically flew around and basically flew together. And we ended up comboing the super soldier. So basically what happened was the Filipino, he basically flew over, punched the super soldier. He basically caused him to fly. Like, you know, when you punch something so hard and it just goes flying. That's basically what happened. And then I came, and then I grabbed the super soldier, and then I used both of my feet to kick him in his chest. And literally, the super soldier went flying, man. And the crazy thing is, evidently, I had the power of flight, and so did he, and also super strength, man. And these things are coming back in style, man. Like, the prophets all received this power. Oh, and I can't even forget about that other dream, man, where literally this one's a lot better. This one's a lot better. And basically, it was like civil war. Like as it makes mention in Second Esdras. Second Esdras. Oh, that's gonna take quite a while. Let me just scroll on down. Here we go. Second Esdras 15. And then we start 14, and it says, "And all to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." And this is going into civil war, where literally, obviously, going according to the biblical nationalities. So imagine an Edomite versus someone from the nation of Elam, or an Ishmaelite fighting someone from the nation of Moab, or Ammon versus Edom, things like that. And like it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power." So, yeah, people are going to be fighting each other, man. And that's exactly what was happening. Like, these different nations were fighting each other with swords. They were punching each other, and then all of a sudden, these super soldiers come out of nowhere, and they had these big ass suits, and literally, I was basically watching. I was observing the other nations fighting each other. I was watching, and then all of a sudden these super soldiers came out of nowhere. Then they basically one of them started shooting ice. Like, it was shooting this frost. And that's when I thought to myself, this is unfair. Like, here it is, you're fighting these other nations, or should I say the other nations of people, and they won't be able to fight you back. I was like, you know what? Let's make it fair. Me versus you. Because at that point in time, I had spiritual power. And I was literally like airborne, just floating, watching. And then I flew down. And this is the part where it gets crazy. Like, literally, the Kamehameha. The Kamehameha. Basically, I put my hands together like Goku does, and I was charging up this energy in my hand. And when I looked down, it was this blue energy, and it was charging up in my hand, or should I say my hands. And then I thought to myself, you know what? Let me do this. Let me do this with swagger, with star. Let me add some salt to it. And if you've watched the Cell Saga in Dragon Ball, like literally where Ting Gohan basically uses one arm or one hand to do the Kamehameha. That's what I thought. I was like, you know what? Let me do this with one hand. And then I put my arm down and I was charging it up, and I put my hand out, and this blast of energy, this wave of energy just came out. And when it hit the super soldier, he turned into what's it called, into ashes. He basically got incinerated. Like literally, he got incinerated. And then that's when I saw this car driving, and I could hear the thoughts of the person who was inside. And it was a Jake, and the thoughts that he had was I need help, I need help, I need help, I need help. That's what he kept thinking. I need help. And then that's when I flew over, and this Jake was driving fast as hell. And I flew over, done a backflip in the air, landed on the ground, both feet, or nimble as hell. And then I managed to stop the whole car from moving. I just put my hand on the bonnet, and the whole car stopped. Even though it was going at a fast speed, I literally stopped it with just one hand. And then that's when I looked at the Jake and I was like, I'm here to help. And then he looks directly in my eyes and goes, no, I don't want help from you. And there is going to be a time where the people are going to think, oh, the servants of prophets are dabbling in witchcraft and they're evil. And that's exactly what that Jake was thinking. He thought I was doing witchcraft. Not knowing it was the Spirit of the Lord, man. And then, literally, while I'm holding the car in place, I see these white lights appearing in the sky. And it looked like birds, man. It looked like birds flying in the sky. They were flying in all different directions. And they were just popping up out of nowhere. And I'm watching it. And then I just stepped to the side and let the jet go. And I was thinking, what's going on up there? Let me go have a look. And that's when I flew up there. And what I saw was thousands upon thousands of chariots. And the thing with this is they were all the same type of chariot. They were small, but it looked like they looked like flying saucers. And there was thousands upon thousands of them. And the crazy thing is the material that it was made out of, it looked like a cloud. It looked like a cloud. Like the shape of the flying saucer was there, but the material of it was like a cloud. And there was thousands upon thousands of these chariots lined up in order. And we know what Psalm 68 and 17 says. Let me get that real quick. Where's the book of Psalms at? Psalms 68 and 17. And like it says, the chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. the Lord Yahweh Shai is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. And you gotta remember, when the prophets were writing these things down that they saw, they used the vocabulary they had back then. So a chariot to them would be transportation or a vehicle. So you could even read it like this: the vehicles of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. So yeah, the angels basically riding vehicles, man. They have vehicles. And usually there was thousands upon thousands of them lined up. And they were just sitting there. Literally just sitting there in the sky. And I was flying over them thinking, why are there so many chariots here? Why are they just sitting here? And then I flew to the front of the fleet. I flew to the front. And I was just literally hovering there in the sky like, why are they just sitting here? And I was thinking to myself, maybe they're waiting for me to go. And then I started flying. And while I'm flying, I look back and I see the fleet of chariots following me. And I was like, damn. All these angels under my command. And even then, we know the scriptures talk about that as well. What was it again? Oh yeah, that's it. And the spirits be subject. Yeah, here we go. Luke 10:20. It says, notwithstanding, in this rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. So, yeah, there's going to come a point in time where the prophets are going to have subject over the spirits, man. And even then, like the scriptures say, Psalms 104:4. Like it says, who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire. So, yeah, man, I had all these angels under my command, and I had authority over them, man. It was insane. And I was literally flying, and I was literally flying so fast, I ended up in a different part of the world. And what I saw was these mountains. I saw these mountains. And when I say mountains, it was like not like covered in snow. It was like you know, the mountains with the grass, like with the moss on it. It was like that. And then I came across this broken down house. And what I saw was literally I was in the sky, like this hovering or floating there. And literally my eyes, they were like telescopes. Like literally I zoomed in to see what was going on inside the house. And what I saw was people fighting. And I just knew they had to go. And when I say that, when I say they had to go, I mean they gotta go back to the spirit world. So what I did was I Superman dived and literally crashed into the house. But I had so much control over the type of power that I had that it only ended up getting rid of the people fighting, but kept the house still intact to what it was before I came crashing down. And the crazy thing is that inside this house, there were Israelite foreigners. There was Israelite foreigners up inside that house. And they were secluded. There wasn't a lot of them. There was a small number in this house. And the appearance, they look like Chinese or Japanese. But the thing is, they had some sort of melanin. Their skin was like brown, and some of them being dark brown. And literally, I was standing on the second floor, and like I said, the house was broken. So I was literally standing there on the second floor, well, the second part of the house, and the Israelite farmers were up in there, and they saw me, and then one of them says, "How do we know you're chosen?" That was the first thing that came out of the person's mouth. How do we know you're chosen? And I didn't even say anything, man. I just showed them. And literally, I walked on air. Like, literally, I walked off the second floor, and I was literally walking on air. I was walking on air, and then all of a sudden, I descended gracefully to where the Israelite foreigners were. And when I saw this, they marveled at what they saw. And then I guess another one wanted to test me, and he ended up throwing a fruit at me. And I basically I literally maneuvered the fruit in a graceful way. And basically it was more like telekinesis. It was like telekinesis, and I maneuvered it gracefully, and I made the fruit fly in the air and do tricks, and then I rested the fruit back in his hand, and then while I was among them, I basically I spoke in a austere voice, and I basically said I'm here to help. And the Lord have sent me. And I said, don't worry about what you're going to put on. Don't worry about what you're going to eat. Or don't worry about where you're going to stay. The Lord's got it covered. And if you know anything about that, you know that's actually written in the scriptures. Like it says, consider the ravens. Yeah, Luke 12 and 22. And it says, and he said unto his disciples, therefore I say unto you, take not thought for your life what you shall eat, neither for the body what you shall put on. The life is more than meat, and the body is more than raiment. Consider the ravens, for they neither sow nor reap, so they don't farm basically, which neither have storehouses, yet they don't have shops, nor barn, and God feedeth them. How much more are ye better than the fowls? So yeah, man. Like literally the small remnant or the elect of the elect, they are better than the fowls, and the Lord gonna take care of them, man. Like it makes mention here. Job 5 and 19, he says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. So yeah, when the Lord gonna look after his servants, man. He's gonna look after the 1/3 and the elect that have been scattered. And you know what? Let me get this. Yeah, 2 Andrews 2:26, and it says, "As for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will acquire them from among thy number. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance." And yet to be merry is to be happy, and to have abundance is to have more than what you actually need. So when the Lord said He's going to feed you and clothe you, it's going to be on a whole different level, man. And it says, "The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord." So yeah, man. And when the time of trouble comes, that's when that spiritual power gonna come, man. Where's the book of Isaiah? Isaiah 59 and 19, and it says, "So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and His glory from the rising of the sun, which that's the east, when the enemy shall come in like a flood." So basically at all angles, when you're surrounded, when there's no escape, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. And that standard there is spiritual power, man. And that's what I've been talking about. Because like it also makes mention in the book of 2 Address 16 and 70. It says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." And an example of that is when these troops go door to door. They're gonna knock on your door and they're gonna ask, "Have you got any guns or firearms or weapons? Have you got any food?" And if you say yes, they're gonna come in and take it. And those who don't wanna basically what's the word? Basically go along with it. Go along to get along. They're gonna take those to the CCs or the concentration camps. And also like it says, man, "Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in a fire. Hear, O ye, my beloved, saith the Lord, being the elect. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for God is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shai. Let not your sins weigh you down, let not your iniquities lift up themselves." So yeah, man, the Lord gonna take care of His small remnant, man, being the elect, or as I say, the elect of the elect, because we know who the chosen nation is. The 12 tribes of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans, also including the Mexicans and similar Indians. But then you got the chosen of God, or should I say the chosen of the chosen, being that small remnant. And that's why I say the elect of the elect, because there's a chosen in the chosen. And the Lord gonna show who these chosen are, man. And literally, the prophets, they're gonna have spiritual power. So everyone right now, they can confess and be like, "Oh, God is dealing with me. Oh, this is the truth. Oh, this is that." But at the end of the day, the Lord Himself is gonna make it known who the prophets actually are. So it doesn't even matter what you say, because we're gonna see it. it's gonna be revealed. But yeah, man, I hope this is edifying. I'm gonna give a praise on the glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Hawashah, Hashem, Kakadash, and Shalom.